Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. Here we are.
Howdy.
From the Swinter Group
St.
headquarters.
Louis, Missouri.
That's where he is.
Our world headquarters.
The world headquarters here. I am Ken Bogeman. Jason Duncan, Adam Hunter are here today. Going to talk about
Thanks for having me.
winter with
Swinter.
Yep. You know why?
Because we put the S in winter.
Damn right we do.
Swinter.
I like that.
Yep. Put the S in winter.
Winter.
You know what's funny was about what is it, a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks ago or something, when you had said that, and then you'd put that in an email to the group that Nicole was on, and she's like, put the S in winter. That didn't even make any sense.
I know it doesn't make sense.
And I just started laughing.
That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, and we're in the truck heading somewhere, and she's like, "What are you laughing about? This doesn't even make any sense. There's no S in winter." I'm like, "But okay, give it a minute. It's gonna come to you. Hang on, hang on."
Welcome back.
Hey, Nicole, did you get it? She's not listening. Gosh,
That's unfortunate, actually.
She's probably
we just talked about you for the last 1 minute and 28 seconds.
She's
Missed
probably
it.
listening to the podcast just another week.
Probably, yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
who knows? She has to live this nightmare
Yeah.
every time. It's fine. No, man. You know what we're gonna talk about, because it's it's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow.
It is.
It is, and depending on where you are, it might be time to start closing things up.
Yeah.
It might be. So we're gonna see if we can time this right for some things to consider when closing up for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Some of these are going to be good advice. Some of them are going to maybe be not so good advice. I bet you Adam tries to sell some software in there.
It's possible.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. He's like the squirrel in the acorn, man. He can't resist it.
Okay. You ever watch Ice Age?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you were
That's
going
where I was
somewhere else
going.
with that?
That's where I was going with that.
Dude, that squirrel is like, that's my spirit animal.
He's all on that nut.
Dude.
Acorn's not a nut, it's a seed.
Oh,
Here we go again.
Yeah.
It's a
Seeds.
persimmon, whatever the hell. God. All right. Is a tomato a fruit or vegetable?
Tomato's a fruit.
Yeah.
I don't eat tomatoes, so I don't care.
Wait, really? Why not? Is it because of the lectins?
I don't really care for them. Like Jason and I just talked about this at lunch.
Yeah.
Because
I took his tomatoes.
I gave him my tomatoes for my sandwich. No, I'll cook them in pasta. I'll sear them up a little bit, a little olive oil, a little garlic, throw them in there, some Alfredo, whatever, whatever I'm making, some chicken. But tomatoes, no. On a sandwich, sliced up with some salt and pepper, no.
Yeah.
I don't eat lettuce either. It gives me heartburn.
Okay.
I don't eat lettuce just because it's gross.
What?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
disgusting.
that's where I was going with that.
It is a
'cause
slimy, disgusting.
Okay.
lettuce is water. So when I
Yeah.
say that, people are like, wait, that gives you heartburn? And it's like, you're so gullible. Whatever.
Okay. Iceberg lettuce is more or less water. Like I'll give you that.
And that is the
Yeah.
worst lettuce out of all the
but-
out of all the leti.
Okay. Okay. Hey, but seriously, like not even a Caesar salad for you?
No. I'll eat spinach.
because the white parts okay, if you give me a lettuce that is purely green, I'm okay.
Spinach?
Spinach is great.
Okay. All right. So
I'll eat some spinach.
there's a lettuce that's green. Nicole!
Romaine.
What's
not romaine.
What's the lettuce that's all green that's put on Caesar salad?
no,
romaine.
Romaine's
You're
not,
right.
Romaine is not all green.
Oh, here we go.
The whole center part of it and in the bottom. It's
Okay.
disgusting.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, fine. You guys aren't eating your vegetables, but that's fine.
No.
That's fine. I mean,
You can attest that I ate my Brussels sprouts.
you
Come on.
you ate deep fried Brussels sprout leaves, dude.
Listen,
Like that was like that. Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
get this body from eating lettuce. I got it from eating spinach. Look at these pipes.
God. You know what? This is right now. It's a good thing that we don't do this live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Although we should. That might be more fun. Although we'd have to start wearing clothes. Which, just kidding. We do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nobody laughed.
I wear a different shirt every week, so it's fine.
That's right. That's right. All right. Close down the season. Okay. So I'm staying on track. I'm staying on track. This is going to happen. So,
Me too.
all right. So, how early is too early to close down? Right. Lots of things. It's not just closing down. Like you can do this in phases, right? It's not all going to happen at the same time.
Right.
So like for me, I would start with my customers, right?
Yeah.
Because working on closing out the contract / customer relationship for the season, that doesn't impact your production. It doesn't impact where your materials are. It doesn't impact where your equipment is. But you can start kind of talking about winding things down with customers. That to me, that's the most logical place to start.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't impact your ability to perform if you get more snow and have to, but it begins the conversation on close down. And some things that I think are important to start with are, first of all, try to get that renewal like right now, like ASAP.
Why
right?
not?
Why not? What?
Why not try and get it right now?
Well, yeah.
Why do you wait till August or September?
You don't unless you just not prepared.
Right. Well, and I think for a lot of guys that are listening, especially if you're kind of getting started, you're used to your customers not even like getting them to answer the phone in the middle of the summer is almost impossible unless you also do lawn care or something else for them.
Right.
But if you're just a snow guy and your customer, they want nothing to do with you until they're ready.
Right.
So if you can have those conversations now while it's still technically winter season, you call them, they're going to answer because you might have a snow related question. And if the question is, hey, can we get this renewed right now? That's a good place to start. Another thing is if you're looking at, customers that you don't already have, now's a good time to make some calls for what I would consider to be the right customer, right? So generally speaking, the customers that you're going to try to get a hold of now are going to be, very large complexes. If properties that are really difficult, they're complex, they're multiple buildings, maybe miles of sidewalks. I mean, those are the kind of things that they generally bid early.
Yeah.
If you're not,
or at least they start the process early because the process could take 3 months.
You have to.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to these guys about their business, one of the things that comes up is, man, I don't know how to compete with these bigger, larger companies in my area. I don't know how to deal with, if they're nationals or whatever. And the first thing I ask them is, well, when are you reaching out to them? When are you trying to contact them? And you realize they're already 4 months behind because they're not prepared. You need to be minimum 6 months out if you want to be able to compete in your market for that side. I mean,
the idea there is that the bigger companies, they're making those phone calls in March, April, May.
Yep.
And then they continue making those calls and emails all summer long.
Yep.
So that what happens is by the time you call, right, if you didn't start that early, by the time you call, you're just another one of those vendors that's been, that now starts to call you, talk about snow.
Right.
If you start that early, then, the right customer is going to want to talk to you. And so you're talking, government facilities, hospitals, medical centers, things like that.
Big industrial complexes.
Yeah, those kind of properties tend to want to talk earlier. Right now, those you may not have enough equipment for that. That may be outside of the ballpark that you're comfortable playing in. But there are other types of people that you're looking for, right? So if it's not giant properties, you want to find customers that are generally more organized. Right. The more organized your customer is, the more likely it is that they are going to be able to have that conversation with you early. And even if they don't want to have the conversation, they'll tell you, I do my bidding in this time frame.
Right.
Like we get that a lot with folks that have really got their act together. No, I bid my snow in June.
Right.
Call me on June 1st and I'll talk to you, but I'm not talking to you today.
Right.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Then at least you have that, you have that understanding, if you will. Another thing is customers that want to lock in prices early. That's a big deal.
Yep.
If you can say, I can lock in your price right now for this upcoming winter, but I need to be signed right now.
Right.
Okay. That's somebody, again, that's being proactive with that. The other type, another customer type that will talk to you early are customers that want to have and typically have very low vendor turnover.
Yes.
Right. So if they find a vendor they like, they want to keep that vendor, they're more likely to talk to you early than later.
Yep.
Because later when all of the guys that procrastinated, now all of a sudden it's August and September, or God forbid October, and now their phone's blowing up with people that now all of a sudden want their business. If that customer can tell all of those people, no, this is already under contract, well, now they don't have to mess with all those phone calls.
Right. And it also avoids a situation where you get towards the beginning or middle of fall and you've just about reached capacity for your organization, for the number of properties your organization can service adequately. And then you have to turn people away. And that's unfortunate, especially if it's somebody you've been trying to get all summer long. And you have to turn them away in the fall. Now, not that we would necessarily say no to somebody, but it gets to a point where you're at the maximum capacity that your organization can effectively service. the properties.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be that yes guy. Yes,
Right.
yes. And then, everything falls through that next
That's right.
winter.
Yep.
That's not good for your business. That's not good for your reputation.
Right.
You
Yeah.
want to be able to fulfill those promises per se that you're going to be able to make.
And
Yep.
so that's just another reason to start at it early is all I'm getting at.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
You get to the point there may be a property that you really have your eye on. And in the meantime, you're not saying no to other properties that are good properties as well. And you get to the end of the fall and you're like, I'm sorry, I'm out of equipment.
Well, and that's something where, for the most part, customers understand that. And most of the time, I think when you go back to a customer and say, man, I'm really sorry. I would love to take this account, but I'm not sure I can succeed.
Right.
It's safer for me to hold off
Yep.
than it is to potentially get myself, drawn too thin.
Exactly.
That customer remembers that.
Yeah.
And they will take your bid the following year. And if they want you, they will change their bidding practices. We've seen that here with customers of ours.
Yep.
That historically would bid in September, October, and we've got them to change that now. And I'm talking property management companies
Yep.
that have changed their bidding procedures to now they bid that in the spring so that they can get the vendors that they want locked in early.
Yep.
So that's something where those types of companies are generally the kind of companies you want to work with. Now, on the flip side of that, though, there's plenty of people that don't understand our business, and they don't. I hate saying they don't respect it because that sounds kind of lame, but they just don't understand what we have to do in order to perform.
Right.
They're used to,
They don't think about it 12 months out of the year either.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, if there's, they have an HVAC system needs to be replaced. Okay, you call them, the contractor. I'll get on this right away, and they file for a permit, they get it applied for, they replace the thing, they get on it, it's done, it's done quickly, it's fine, they're ready to go, right? They're used to, I had a tree fall down, I need to go get this cleaned up. Okay, well, they come out and they jump on, they get it done. What they don't realize is it's not like that company got a call that a furnace exploded from every one of their customers on the same day.
Right.
Or that that every one of their customers had a tree fall on the same day.
That's a good point.
What happens is the property managers get into this rhythm where they make a call, their vendor jumps, right? Because it's possible. What they don't understand, and this is something you could talk to your customers about, is that for us in the snow removal business, every single one of our customers has the exact same emergency
At the exact same time.
on the exact same day.
It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's a bunch of dumpster fires that all
Yeah.
ignited simultaneously.
Yeah.
And so the issue with that is that our ability to jump and respond is limited to our capacity. And so it's something where, imagine if a tornado blows through town and, the entire town is decimated. Property managers are going to call their landscaping or the tree vendor and say, man, I know you're busy. How soon do you think you can get to us? Is this something you can get to fairly quickly? Like, they're going to understand because there's been this catastrophic area-wide problem that's occurred.
Yep.
That they understand, gosh, as a vendor, you're just not equipped for that, right? The same guy I would normally have to show up and get my tree out, same day, obviously can't do that if there's a tornado, right? Well, now equate that to snow. It's like a tornado that rolls through town, and something that we tell our customers here is, snow removal is the only act of God not covered by your insurance.
Yeah.
And so if you think about that, you get a tornado that comes through, you've got insurance coverage for that.
Yeah.
Windstorm, you've got insurance coverage for that. You've got even earthquake, flood. I mean, these are things that you can buy insurance for.
Yep.
It's pretty rare that you're in your meeting with your insurance carrier, like, okay, I'd like to talk about my snow remediation insurance.
Right.
They go, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'd like to just pay you, and then you take care of all the costs for that.
Right.
It's not how it works, right?
How it works.
But it's the same deal. I mean, weather has caused you this cost. The trick is your vendors can only show up to the limit of their capacity. And so customers that don't understand that won't talk to you early in the year, they're also the same ones that are not going to understand when there's an area wide, inch and a half of ice. They should be shut down, but they're not.
Right.
They still show up and they expect you to be there.
Right.
Damn it, right now. And they hired you a week ago.
Right.
So that's something to think about with your customers and who you're going after, and another reason to jump at them early. Makes sense. Yeah. So so I think that's something where that you could be doing as the season winds down. Be working on your renewals, be working on new customers, be working on business development, get those things rolling the best that you possibly can. Because it's going to behoove you for that. So
what are you thinking now?
I skipped.
He's got a light
I
bulb.
completely skipped number 2.
A light bulb just went off in his head.
You know what? You skipped 2A, but it's fine. You went straight to 2B, which I think is actually
No, I went straight from. We didn't do 2 at all. I just went straight to 3. How early is it for snow sales? We're doing the snow sales episode, fellas.
Oh, well, all right, then we'll keep on with that.
This is how early is it? How early is too early to start snow sales?
I don't think they ever stop.
Well,
that's true too.
They don't ever stop, but I would say if you're still in the middle of an active winter,
it's the best time. You get to find the ins and outs of what's working for them, what's not.
Yeah.
Whether they're your customer or not, that's how you learn about them, I think, because the other 9 months out of the year, they're not thinking about it. How hard is it to get somebody on the phone?
I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying.
June.
I just think that maybe after you're done servicing properties for the year, now.
Oh, yeah. So I think that there's a difference between relationship building and sales.
Right.
Like I think that they're very, very close.
They're very similar,
and
they go hand in hand.
And there's a very, very thin gray line there.
Yeah.
Thin gray line, thin red line.
No.
Thin gray line.
Yeah. You're correct.
And that I think that you're year round.
Thin
you're
red
working
line.
on. That's a movie.
I know.
It's a military term, isn't
It's a
it?
good one.
It is.
What?
That's a long gray line.
The long gray line?
Yeah, it refers to the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York, because they wear gray uniforms while they're in college.
Oh.
It's the long gray line.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
More useless. You know
It's
what?
fine.
If I had as much useful information as I do useless information,
oh yeah,
I'd
you
be
would
good
be here.
to go.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you'd be running a think tank somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, instead,
That's all right. We still
We'll
appreciate
put that.
your thought,
We'll put
Jason.
that in air quotes. I'd be running a think.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. But you know what? Fortunately for us, you're here though.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I think that you're doing your business development, not business development, your relationship development year round.
Of
That
course.
is, you are constantly doing what you can to
Maintain.
be relatable to your customers.
Sure.
Now I'm not saying that you're having them over to your house for barbecues, or that you know the first, middle, and last name of all their children and their birth dates.
Why not?
But because I'm not that smart and I don't care. There's not. If I'm being honest, I am not that guy.
Yeah.
I am not a guy that is going to be your friend if
Yeah.
you're a customer of mine.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm going to like you. You're going to like me. We're going to have a good working relationship.
Yep.
But chances are pretty good you're not going to be at my house, and I don't
Yeah.
want to be at your house.
Yeah, and I think that line being drawn is absolutely essential.
I think for me, it depends on what you're cooking.
Okay, that's
Of course
fair.
it does.
You know what? That's fair. That is pretty fair.
But
Yeah.
I think drawing that line is absolutely essential, because something goes wrong in a friendship, there goes the business deal. Something goes wrong during the business deal, there goes the friendship, and it just gets
Yeah.
messy.
Well, and I think that there's outside influences to those kinds of relationships that are sometimes out of your control. So yeah, but I think that you're constantly working on the relationship. But in terms of when are you actively and aggressively making sales efforts, I think that the best time for that has to be this is going to sound lame, but the customer has a predetermined mindset for when they want to do it. And so if they're one of those folks that's like, nope, I do this in October. That's it. I'm not talking to you till October. Okay, fine. But you're not going to find that out unless you try early. right? So
Yeah.
I think you try early. If they don't want to talk till October, that's fine. But like we talked a minute ago, then maybe you just can't handle it. I mean,
Right.
maybe you have to have that conversation with them in October. I can no longer do your work. I don't have capacity.
Yeah.
I'm already sold out.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessary to say, if you would have just answered my calls in the summer, we could be doing some. That's not necessary.
Yeah, but
Makes,
boy, it feels
but
good.
it makes you feel good inside.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but it's not necessary. It's not helpful.
Well, and and so something else to consider. I mean, there's some other points that you can think about with with folks that want to wait till the end. They're not going to be in your corner at all. Like if somebody
That's true.
Somebody that waits to get a bid until October for snow, they don't care at all about you or your business.
Right.
They're
They're
it's
looking
not
at the bottom line.
well, yeah, and okay, I can't fault a customer for wanting to look at the bottom line. That's fine. If you're getting a tree cut down or you're getting an asphalt, you're getting your parking lot repaved or something that can be scheduled, something that is not an emergency service. Man, I get it. I totally get it. But when it comes to snow, I mean, it's an emergency service that has to happen right now, or I mean, it sounds cheesy, but or people die.
Yeah.
I've got a couple slip and falls that I'm working on right now that resulted in fatalities. 2, actually. So if you're listening, that is absolutely a thing in the snow business. If we don't do our job right, people can die.
Right.
I'm going to say in the last 10 years, I've probably worked on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, less than 10, but probably 7 or 8 slip and falls that resulted in fatalities. And it's not all old people. No. There was one guy was in his mid 30s, came out and he wound up head first on a concrete stairwell. And the video was something else. I mean, the dude falls, hits his head on a couple of the leading edges of the stairs, and his limp body hits the ground on the bottom. And 4 days later, he's dead in the hospital.
It's terrible.
These are the kind of things that that a lot of people don't consider when they're talking about snow. And the person that doesn't even want to talk to you till October, they don't care. That
Right.
becomes your problem.
Yep.
And so somebody that wants to be in your corner, that wants to be able to tell other people in October, no, this is under contract, that's somebody you're going to talk to earlier in the year.
Right.
Ken,
Right.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
It's kind of related to the slip and falls. And I don't want to get off topic here, but just, off the top of your head, how many slip and falls would you say that you work on or maybe consult on annually?
Annually, probably.
Somebody reaches out to you. Maybe you don't take the case. I don't, all the variables, but
It probably averages out to 2 to 5 a month. Well, no, okay. So we probably get 8 or 10 a month that calls that we get that come into the office here.
okay.
Of them, there's probably 2 to 5 that we actually work on. A lot of them are plaintiffs' attorneys that they just want an industry expert to write a report that says the defendants were wrong,
Right.
and we won't do that.
Gotcha.
We can't. I mean, there's other guys in the industry that do that. That'll write a report that's just completely outside of the realm of reality, because they're not actively in that business anymore.
Right.
So those guys are out there, which is something that as a vendor you got to think about that too. Is, I mean, there are people out there that will say anything for money. That will say that will absolutely they will furnish a 30 to 45 page report that basically says if you are working at a discount, a discount barn of some kind that has,
like a bunny barn?
no, not a, you're going there, but no, not the bunny barn, but like a, I'm trying to think of
It's
like
an inside joke. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like a discount building materials location.
Well, not even like so imagine like a Goodwill kind of place, but it's not Goodwill. It's
Thrift store.
Yeah, exactly like a thrift store in an extraordinarily low rent part of town that has a 2 or 4 inch trigger on the contract. That a report from some of these guys that are out there will say that as the vendor, it was your responsibility to show up, 3 or 4 times on a 1 inch snowstorm and maintain a slip free environment at all times, because that's the industry that you're in. And you should have watched the weather, and you should have done this, and you should have done that, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, things that are just completely outside of the realm of reality. There are people that charge a lot of money that have been doing this for a very long time that will write that report and make you out to be just the Satan spawn that caused this poor person to now be paralyzed or to have lost the use of their leg or whatever it is. And so, that's who you're defending against.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that something that we may cover in another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've
I didn't want to get off topic there, but
we've done a few of those. And there's something that if you're curious about your liability or things like that, give us a call here. That's something that we're, here it is. Shameless plug. The SG Advantage program is just that. That's what we want to do, is we want to help work with contractors so that you understand your risks, you understand the liability, you understand the things that are lurking around dark corners that you may not even know is there, because any reasonable, rational, right-thinking human would say there's no way that's a problem. Believe me, it's a problem. Yep. So, so give us you can shoot us a text at 314-260-4352 or shoot us an email at podcast@swinnergroup.com. Love to hear from you.
I see those questions because I'm on the interwebs a lot, and you get those random questions, and there's not a one-all be-all. You can't just answer, if somebody says, oh, what about this for a slip and fall? And I know I'm getting off topic for a second, but I might drop a link or something, and I'll put it out there, and then they say, well, what's this? Well, check us out so that we can help you out further, because what may be a solution for you may not be a solution for the other 20,000 people that are reading that same comment, So.
Well, and you may not be in a position to be, bringing on software, which is fine, but we still want to know you. We travel all over the country and talk to people. So in fact, we've got a bit of a travel schedule coming up here, don't we now?
We do.
Yeah, and here next week. Adam, you know where we're going next week?
Looking into Indiana currently.
We'll be somewhere in Indiana next week. Week after that, we're heading to Kansas. Then heading somewhere else after that. I don't actually have it up. I was just making it up.
No, you do have it up. I can see it from here.
Well, yeah, but I can see the dates were gone. I don't see where we're going, though. That's the problem.
Well, next week we're going to Kansas City on my days.
Yeah, next week we're focused on the Indianapolis area, and then 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever that is on there, we're looking at probably North Indiana, South Bend area, just south of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
God, that's pretty
potentially.
up there.
So,
man,
checking that out.
Okay, so fun story. Are we done talking about how early to really start?
We are,
snow?
yeah.
Okay, so if you were just hanging out to hear about how early you should start selling snow, thank you for listening. Have a nice day. See you later. Bye. Okay, now for those that are still hanging out, so this is a really fun story. We this goes back. This is probably 10 or 15 years ago. Myself and another gentleman that worked here at the time, we went up to bid a automobile manufacturing facility up in, I want to say it was around South Bend, maybe Fort Wayne. Are those anywhere close?
Somewhat. My brother-in-law's from Fort Wayne.
I think it was Fort Wayne. It doesn't matter. So we were coming home, and the GPS kind of took us through some back roads for a long ways, right? So we're on like 2-lane, paved-ish highways. Well, then it puts us onto like a gravel road, right? And so we're cruising along this gravel road forever, and we come to this bridge, right? Okay, have you guys seen Funny Farm? Chevy Chase?
A long time ago.
Okay, when they cross the bridge and the bridge just positively disintegrates under the weight of the moving truck, we stopped and looked at this bridge. We're just it was an F-150 at the time, and we're like, man, do we go across this or do we not? I'm like, dude, I don't know. And if we do we go fast or do we do it slow? Like,
oh no, you gotta go fast.
Like, well, we're like, how do we pull this off? Because we're in the middle of absolutely nowhere, Indiana. It was a pretty good time. Did not win the account. They thought the 1.3 or 1.4 million for snow for the year was too much. I don't know, seemed like it was fine to me, but
yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, that's it. All right, look at our notes. Is there anything else?
There's nothing left.
Because I think we pretty much covered it all.
We do a lot of traveling,
we
do a lot of traveling in the general aviation.
We do
realm of things.
We do,
and that can be a little interesting sometimes.
It can be. We were booking it.
Holy
last
cow!
Week. Yeah, big tailwinds last week.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep. But you know what? I don't know that folks. It's fine. If you want to die in a tiny little tin can, let me know. We'll take you for a ride. Anyway,
in the meantime,
bye. Hey, thanks y'all for listening. It's been fun. So I'm Ken Bogeman, Adam Hunter, Jason Duncan, all sitting here from Swinner Group. Really, really glad you're listening. Our numbers are going up. Did I tell you that, fellas?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, people are listening. It's good. Anyway, hey, we're going to come back the next time. Tune in. We're going to talk about closing out the season, tips and tricks. But until then, have a great day.
See you.
Enjoy it. Jason?
Bye.